So the Eagles are in the dark strip this afternoon up against the Sainters. A very warm day here as we go down to the boundary line. What are they looking at, Dwayne Lamb? Around 29 degrees, isn't it?
29 degrees, but actually at the moment the sea breeze has just come in, so it's cooling things down a touch. But perfect conditions down here today. And St. Kilda have actually won the toss and are kicking with the breeze, and that could strengthen during the afternoon. But both sides very pumped up, and St. Kilda have got a quiet confidence about them, so I'm expecting a big game.
Good on you, Dwayne, and we'll stay in touch with you as our boundary rider this afternoon. And we also welcome, as I said, to the microphone at his home, Dennis Cometti. Welcome, Den.
Well, just down the road, Sandy. Good afternoon. Nice to be here. I rarely tip against the Eagles, but I would be running for the 9-2 St. Kilda this afternoon. I've got that feeling.
Well, there are going to be some big clashes. Nicky Winmar, Peter Matera for one. Pretty good crowd in attendance, some 18,000, 19,000. Your selection, Malcolm?
Well, I think the Eagles can win it. Just over the ground, they look very, very strong. And just looking back down the other end of the ground, it looks like Lowe's being picked up by McIntosh, which is a pretty good move too. Very competent player.
So here we go. The opening bounce here at the WACA, giving Perth fans a taste of football 95 as Dean Kemp swings the Eagles into attack down towards the half-forward line. Pushed clear. Bond roughed up a little. Matera inside 50. Peter Matera shoots towards goal. The Eagles are away.
Well, you have to say that's a very, very quick start. One of the great plays out the middle there. Dean Kemp, Norm Smith medalist from last year, got that quick kick out from the tap over the back, and it ended up with young Bond really going for a hard ball here. He really was knocked off balance, and just a tremendous commitment at the ball. That ball falling to Matera, and Matera, as we've seen many times, and in fact in a grand final in '92 I saw him do that too many times, Dennis.
Great start by Peter Matera and the Eagles. Back in the middle. Turnbull got it down. Evans boots it out wide, half smothered. In front, Heady. Lappin did nicely. Settles, feeds it back inside. Keogh. This is Anderson, forward of half back, down towards half forward. White, almost the one-hander. Loose ball behind. Over the ball is Waterman. Battling with him is Zilla. And we'll have a bounce. Down towards half forward for the Saints. The early going. The WACA ground. Disappointing crowd, you'd have to say. Jankovic doing the ruck work. Keogh with the right foot inside the 50. Worsfold goes back. Some time now, John Worsfold. Little chip pass in short. Kemp thought it was a mark. Belated whistle. Has a bounce. Comes away from half back towards midfield. Well, that was interesting. An Eagle hurt himself. That was White. Slipped over. And now a free kick is going the Eagles' way, and Turnbull will take it.
Ryan Turnbull from just forward of centre. The Eagles doing the bulk of the early attacking. Wide towards Wilson, who beats Anderson for the mark. Peter Wilson, veteran, swings it into the pocket. Heady the flyer. No mark taken, pushed towards the boundary line. Going to be kept in play by Burke. He gets the hand pass away towards Harvey. Another one clear towards Keogh. Had an excellent pre-season. Harvey's followed play down towards Anderson. He goes back towards Burke. Couldn't take it cleanly. Stolen by Matera. Peter Matera has started in pretty good style. Goes up towards full forward. Sumich was there. Away from him, there's going to be a free kick, and it's going to go to the Eagle big man. Peter Sumich, playing in game number 126 and 453 goals to his credit.
Yeah, so almost a 50-50 free kick. It did have some hand on him, but nevertheless Peter Sumich has got it. One of his problems, of course, is kicking goals consistently. Dennis, a lot of points come from the boot of Peter Sumich.
Yes, too many for the Eagles' liking.
Big test for Wakelin, and that one too is away to the right, to behind.
He does have that pronounced run out we all know about. The only thing I think he does, he runs out too quickly. That is too sharp an angle, rather than just make it a more gradual run out. And I think he could just improve his kicking by trying something different like that.
Eagles lead by 7 points. He's really struggled against the Saints too, Peter Sumich. 9 goals in 6 games. Here's Wakelin to bring it in. Some hesitation and a warning. So he boots it straight down the middle. Everett's the target. Turnbull from behind, but Everett simply too tall. Good grab. Terrible kick. Back towards midfield. Devonport's sock is off the ground. Bardsley, well done by Worsfold. Smothered the hand pass. Hasn't got the ball. Could almost got a free kick. Jakovic. He was missed by Harvey. Loose ball on the outer side. Bardsley's sock is off the ground. Tries to pick it up now. Paddles it towards the line. Well done. High kick inside the half-forward line, but White drifting back takes this mark. Bardsley upended as he kicked.
Mitchell White going back towards the centre. Fraser Garrick was there, unable to take the mark. Peckett there also going in over the top of the pack. And a bounce on the outer wing.
St Kilda have not had one clear play into their forward line yet. It's always been a rush kick and pressure coming from the Eagles players. A very, very honest football side.
So a bounce on centre wing. Trying to go through was Devonport, who's had his moments on this particular ground. Dean Kemp there with a summer cut. And a throw in to take place. Just in the Saints' attacking zone. He thrilled them, Devonport, in a night game on this ground. Unfortunately, the Saints, after a wonderful start, couldn't go on with the job. They're still going. Has the ball fisted away. It goes towards Keogh, who beats Wilson for the ball. Pushes out wide towards Burke. Now the Saints through Harvey. Well, they had a chance, but he went short. He follows it up, and he's still got it. Now he's claimed, and well claimed by Kemp. Worsfold. Hart. Threads his way through. Kicks towards centre wing. Fisted clear. Keogh working hard. Had an excellent pre-season. Finds Winmar in the middle of the ground. He goes wide, and there is Nathan Burke on the outer side. Best and fairest in 1993. Has a look at his options down towards the centre. Kicks to a pretty congested area. Matera waits at the back. Banfield is there, and it is the latter who gives the hand pass away to Brennan. Michael Brennan spears towards the half-forward line. He wanted Lewis. Frawley's claiming the mark. Off he goes to Winmar, and Nicky Winmar's away.
Not too many umpires would not pay the mark in that situation. What do you do? Here's Burke on the other side. Marco free kick. He's at right half back. Short one into Keogh on the line of the square, the defensive side of centre. On Keogh. Chips back to Frawley, who misses it. Peckett backing him up all the time in the world. Runs through centre. Probing kick inside the 50. Low in best position. Leads back in the race now. Low, close to the boundary line. Gets by McIntosh, but goes out of bounds in the process. And it will be a boundary throw-in. Eagles 1-1. St Kilda yet to score. And this is their first deep attack. There's Stewie Lowe. To the rucking now. McIntosh is with him. Lowe works his way in front. Should direct it down. Line ball. Bardsley slung. It comes back to McIntosh. Boots it towards the wing. In front is Lewis. Close to the line, Lewis. Moves it on. A strong bump from Frawley. Forced an error. Out of bounds on the full. About 15 metres further afield. So Frawley will run on and take the resultant free kick. Right in front of our commentary position. On the northern side of the ground here at the WACA. Here's Frawley. Towards half forward. Sirakowski in front, has it knocked away, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Oh, that is a free kick. And that is absolutely got to learn, son. I mean, you just can't do that. You can't manhandle a player no matter what stage of the game. So that is a free kick for around the neck.
Away goes Jakovic onto the left foot. Kemp fists it clear. Garrick, clever tap on. Worsfold, excellent work to Hart. Little too slow, although the tackle was excellent. Everett has a chance to tidy up, and he does so. The Saints should get out of trouble through Jones. He kicks down towards the half-forward line. In towards David Sirakowski once again. Claim! And going to be free kick. Held illegally, said the umpire. So the Saints a chance to score their first with some 14 minutes remaining.
Yes, it was actually another tough call there, but I suppose that football has a way of evening itself up with Simic getting perhaps a 50-51 earlier. Now Sirakowski, just his fourth game and his fifth game now, Dennis.
Yep. Son of Brian. From 36 metres, he shoots towards goal, and I think he's got it. One behind.
Yes, I think the cheer from behind the goal square. There's probably not a lot of St Kilda supporters.
Ironic,
here.
aren't they? But they're on the board. They trail by a straight kick.
Jakovic, Sierakowski's opponent, takes the mark. Chip pass. Kemp close to the line. It's still in. Burke's over the ball. Kemp comes again. Down goes Evans. Devonport. Back came Kemp. Got him down quickly. Well done by Kemp on all fours. Slapped it forward. Everett only as far as Hart. Thought about it, then gives the hand pass away. Waterman over the top, ill-directed. Harvey gets back. Quick hands away to Burke. Burke inside the centre square, kicks inside the 50 now. McIntosh leads back in the race. Lowe is outnumbered. Well done by Stewie Lowe. Worked his way in front. O'Brien right on the boundary, pulls it back. That is a miracle goal. Great goal.
Well, O'Brien came into this game with 100 goals to his credit, and his 101st was memorable. Scores level. We go back to the centre once again with Turnbull and Everett. Devonport to ground. Harvey twisting and turning. They're looking for big things from Robert Harvey this year down at Moorabbin Way. He kicks towards the half-forward line. Great courage shown in that area. The mark's got to be paid. Jakovic will take it. Running back, he did it beautifully. Off he goes to Hart. This WACA ground's in perfect condition. Hart kicks towards a half-forward. Wilson eyes only for the football, takes it on the chest. Short chip is good to Lewis, who's still outside 50, but he wastes no time. Up he goes towards Heady, who floats at the back and just takes it on the chest. Will have a shot 25 metres out, directly in front.
He certainly does add something to this side, does Brett Heady. He's a known goal kicker. Sumich and Wakeman pushing just gave Heady the chance, and on a young player like Lappin, Lappin's really going to get his body a lot closer, but he really just does add that extra player up there that can put pressure in the air.
Brett Heady, a veteran in front of goals with 160 to his credit, and approaching a major milestone in his career, hopefully in just a couple of weeks. He's in his 98th game, directly in front. The crowd tells you that is a goal. He gets his first, and the Eagles have the quick answer. They lead by one straight kick.
Actually, when you look at the Eagles side, as we watch this again, Heady just sized it up. He saw Sumich was out of position and made his mark in a very emphatic way. Lewis on the forward line, Heady on the forward line, Sumich on the forward line, Wilson on the forward line. They've really got some options up forward, although not known as a multiple goal kicking side consistently.
Eagles by 6 points. Rucks go at it. Big dump away by Everett. Brennan over the ball, met solidly. White tidies up behind, boots it down towards half forward. Awkward bounce. Gehrig goes up. Well done. Got it down to Lewis. Little chip down towards the 50. Well read off the boot by Lappin, who plays on immediately. Oh, dangerous. Sumich brought the mark. Jones in trouble. Let off for the Saints. Bond away to Hart. Gave it away again. Peckett claimed by Sumich. Wakeland comes away. Hurriedly onto the boot. Out wide towards the boundary. Well done by Harvey. Knew they had the numbers. Great experience there. Frawley boots it towards the wing. White goes back to lines with a teammate in Worsfold. Not the thing to do. Kicked inside the 50 by Bardsley. Out comes Stewie Lowe, still battling after the ball. This is Jakovic. Arches the back. Gets through. Good shift from Banfield. Released him. Having to stretch his Turnbull. He's got the ball on the wing. Beats it out wide, and this is White. All the time in the world. Looks up. Goes to half forward. Too much carry. It comes down to Heady, though, to Bond. Just outside the 50. Matera. He likes this. He goes for home. Sumich drifting back. Drops the mark. And the ball goes through for a behind.
Seven points the margin. Just over 10 minutes remaining. This first quarter. A couple of players looking in very, very exciting touch. Robert Harvey starting well for St Kilda, and a number of Eagles players looking ominous as Devonport takes the kick in at halfback. Just chips it short towards the halfback flank, finds Wakeland. He goes long up over the centre. Jakovic is there to spoil at the back once again. A slim and trim Worsfold gets the hand pass out towards the half-back line boundary. Austin Jones, he runs out of room. Good pressure put on, and they win the football. Across to Kemp. Kicks towards centre wing, and Gehrig takes the mark. Fraser Gehrig wobbles it up towards Lewis. Frawley there with him. Devonport down in front. Hurriedly gets boot the ball. Not gaining too much distance, and a throw in on the outer wing on this fine and sunny day. But a current temperature of around 27, nearing the expected top of 29. Everett beaten by Turnbull, who plucked it out of the air and kicks it high towards half forward. Big pack is there to affect the spoil. No one waiting down is able to escape. Now a chance for Bond to get the hand pass through. Ominous signs here as the shot goes in towards full forward, and the mark has been taken. Peter Subic is just 12 metres out.
One of the most special things happened on the football ground then was Ryan Turnbull's pickup with a half volley. For a guy that big just before then to pick it up that clean as a whistle, it's a beautiful true surface, but for a guy his height to get down that low, unbelievable.
Check side. Goal.
And the Eagles working into a slight breeze, looking very impressive. They lead by 13 points. The crowd building appreciably in the last 10 minutes or so. Pretty early start for the footy in Perth, of course. This is Kemp behind the pack. Brennan out wide. Devonport did well, crashed in, was tripped. He'll get a free kick. Craig Devonport, forward of the wing. St Kilda, one of only 2 clubs never inside the top 8 last season. By contrast, the Eagles 16 weeks on top. Devonport inside the 50. Banfield favoured by the kick, no contest. He's away towards the outer side. Well weighted kick too. Waterman takes it, moves away from half back towards the wing. Almost a clever mark to Anderson. Peckett, full chested. Kicks back inside the Saints 50, low with the run, did well, got it on the ground, it runs outside the 50 now. Oh, Evans showed a lot of courage, stood over the ball, quick kick towards the wing, awkward one for Lewis, it comes behind, this is Wilson, kicks inside the 50 for the Eagles now, running into space is Heady. He's got it 40 metres out, he's got 1 goal, 1 of 3 already, and you're back in from here.
Yes, Brett Heady, just great read of the game, and I've seen him had a lot of good first quarters where he's kicked 3s and 4s and really set up wins for the Eagles. He's just a damaging player. Doesn't need a lot of kicks to get shots at goal.
44 goals last season, including 2 bags of 6 against Collingwood and Melbourne. Hush over the ground. Heady goes towards goal. Has it got the carry? Just, I fancy, or was it touch? No, it's a goal. Heady gets his second, and the Eagles now skip away to what is a very handy lead.
Yes, Evans did very well. He won that ball very well in tight then, and the ball falls out the back, and Wilson on the dash, and the kick was really, really fantastic. Just to the pinpoint with Brady at full tilt, grabbing it in his hands. Great kick.
Back in the middle once more. Turnbull making an exciting start. The Saints wanting the next goal. O'Brien tries to get it away. There's been a free kick picked out, and it's going to go the way of St Kilda after O'Brien did get the hand pass clear. But they've got only 1 on the board at the moment as Christian Bardsley sends them down towards half forward. Low was the flyer. Nathan back. 30 metres out. Wobbles one in towards goal and puts it through.
13 points the difference. Turnbull stayed on the ground and won it down towards half forward. Heady, very clever. Worsfold on the burst towards the kickoff line. Wakeland was up, got a fist on it. Tried to behind Lewis. Easy goal. Dear, oh dear. Wakeland uncontested, and somehow the ball finished up with Lewis.
Yes. It's very important at the centre, isn't it? I mean, this is a clear break. Fantastic play from Heady, just smart. Worsfold really went for the goal square, and the ball, Wakeland, just out of position, and Chris Lewis just mopped up beautifully. And ominous signs again. And that's really where St Kilda need to put the pressure on in that middle area to keep the ball in.
Centre bounce once again with Turnbull and Everett. This time it's Keogh who gets a high kick round his body towards half forward. White couldn't take it. Jakovic is there. Pops the hand pass up towards centre wing. Just kept in play by Worsfold. He's looking very good indeed. Matera, ever skillful. Goes towards right half forward. Garrick got a hand to it, but that was all. Darryl Wakelin is there. Keeps it in play, but a blind kick as he wobbles it back towards centre wing. Only to see it taken by Worsfold. Up towards half forward, and there he is again. Chris Lewis. Mark not paid. Wilson gives it back to him. He goes for a little chip on the outer side. Waterman is there, just outside 50. Gets around Devonport. Goes onto the left foot, in towards half forward. Heady was at the back, couldn't take it cleanly. Now Harvey, claimed, loses it. Keogh applies the tackle. Play on is the call. Eagle fans screaming for a free kick. But on the outer side, the mark is taken by Chris Lewis. Five minutes remaining in this first quarter. Turnbull just inside 50.
Great play, that. Really making Everett work hard.
He's had a good first quarter.
Yes, and Turnbull just really running ragged then, and Everett was nowhere to be seen. He really must pick him up in that forward line.
Well, he's going to be kicking from outside 50. With a big drop punt. Right into the square. Big pack of players. The umpires picked out a free kick. Frawley will take it on the very last line of defence.
This is Lappin from the pocket towards the outer side. Burke in front. Juggled attempt at the mark. Couldn't rake it in. It bounces out of bounds and will be thrown in. Nathan Burke. As David Grant waits to come on. Lappin off the ground. 14-1 on the Eagles. Don't bet today. This is Anderson to Harvey. Harvey towards the wing. Well done by Jakovic. Sierakowski leads in the race close to the line. Kemp arrives, pushes him across, and it will be thrown in once more. Kemp and Keogh, if you don't mind. Burke in front again. Still he works hard, Nathan Burke. Upended, spills across towards the man who was taken high, Sierakowski. And he'll get the free kick. Too far out to score. He's kicked it behind already. He's about 75 metres from goal. No doubting that. Kicks inside the 50. Terrible effort because it favoured two Eagles behind. Kick was deep. They paid the penalty. And Turnbull, a mobile big man, is away.
With three bounces. He's down to centre wing. Kicks up towards half forward. Plenty of pushing and shoving going on. Pickett remains on his feet. Gives it across to his captain in Danny Frawley. The veteran goes to the outer side. Set up Harvey, but he stood his ground and took the mark. Away he goes, quickly on with a hand pass over the top to Anderson, who's across the centre. In towards Lowe. Good lead, good mark.
Yes, and the most fluent play up the ground from St Kilda then. Fantastic. Robert Harvey giving a handball lying on the ground. A very, very competent and confident player.
254 goals to this 26-year-old's credit to date. But of course he's had one Tony Lockett in front of him in recent times. Now here's the spearhead. This for the Saints' third. They desperately need it. Kicks a flat-looking punt kick from some 47 metres, but it's okay.
So Stewie's on the board as Everett gets it down. Burke is in there. Kemp against the flow. It spills back to Burke on the ground. He wishes it hadn't, perhaps, and we'll have another bounce. Lowe, 9 goals against the Dockers in game 1 of the Ansett Australia Cup, in terrific form there. They need him this afternoon if they're to spring an upset. Turnbull behind. Dwyer stood up in the tackle. Devonport going nowhere. Zilla moved the ball on. Dwyer's got it about 75 metres from goal. Down towards Lowe once more. It clears he and McIntosh. He tries to hack it out of midair. Well controlled by Lowe. Well smothered by McIntosh. Lowe gets another chance right on the boundary line. Keeps it alive. Bardsley deep in the pocket. Tries to do an O'Brien. I tell you what, he's done it. Terrific goal.
Amazing. 2 shots from goal from O'Brien and Bardsley. You just wouldn't see them. You wouldn't see 2 in a month like that, Dennis. And that is unbelievable. I mean, Dwyer did very well back on the ground. On the ground for the first time. Good contest there from both McIntosh. Low tries very desperately to try sock it off the ground. Great tackle then from Dwyer running in. Low to the ground, and Bardsley really just floated the ball back. It just came back beautifully. A quick look, which is always handy before you do that.
So the Saints close the gap. It's now just 7 points. They set upon Mick Dwyer in the middle, and he goes straight to the ground on his rump. And there'll be another bounce. Still right in the middle. Turnbull, an excellent first quarter off to Wilson, but it's going to come back. Free kick is going St Kilda's way. There's some holding going on off the ball. Anderson is the recipient. Off to Devonport. Long kick. He wants low. And he finds him out in front. So the Saints all of a sudden, with just 1.5 minutes remaining, could find themselves just a couple of points adrift.
Here's Stewie Lowe in front. The long kick as we go through this now familiar setup. Obviously spent the last 2 or 3 years, I think it came from Peter Hudson days from memory. Spent some time at him to try and get him to run straight to that spot, kick from that spot that's marked on the ground. You would like to think that most players are a bit more fluent than that, but if it works for Stewie Lowe, that's fine. I think most players understand that if you get more flow without looking at spots on the ground, you're more liable to kick goals than not. But if it works for you, why not do it?
Stuart Lowe going for his second goal. And the Saints making an excellent comeback here. 2 goals to Lowe. And we've got just a point the difference.
Amazing, really. When you think about that kick, which is a long kick, a very long kick there from Devonport really opened up the line. And Ashley McIntosh to get beaten off the mark by 2 or 3 metres from a bloke like Stewie Lowe was quite surprising. He just must have lost concentration for a second or two.
38 seconds from quarter time. Not inconceivable the Saints could lead. Terrific comeback, as Sandy was saying. Bad bounce. Turnbull goes up, thumps it very high in the air. Devonport played it pretty well. This is Burke trying to get it to Zilla. In there is White, smothered off the boot by his teammate, as it turned out, Wilson, who went and found it on the ground, gave it to Turnbull down to half forward, and Evans about 60 metres from goal. Tony Evans looks for the lead from Sumich. Sumich was pushed in the back. He'll get the free kick. Not sure he was going to complete that mark, but the push came anyway. St Kilda with a Wakelin at centre-half back. That's Darrell and Shane at fullback. Shane, the man who had the punching area earlier on that enabled Lewis to get in behind and kick a goal. There's Shane. Hasn't played a lot of football in the pre-season. So Sumich going at his second. Whoops. We'll start again.
Pretty important kick this, Dennis. It just takes the edge away from St Kilda if he does kick it. And I think if he does miss it, it'll just feel as though, gee, we've had a pretty good quarter. Goals after siren can be very, very frustrating for an opposition side.
So we do it again. Sumich, 35 metres out, gets the goal. His second. And a handy one. Good run by the Saints. But Sumich getting a reply there. Hedy's got 2, so the forward line has been functioning pretty well for the West Coast Eagles. As Malcolm said earlier, they don't normally kick a lot of goals, but so far they've got, what is it, 6? Scoreboard very slow to go, but there it is, ours. 6-2 to 5-1. The West Coast Eagles lead by 7 points.
One Australian airline has been flying across this great country of ours for 75 years. Opening up
On, but St Kilda hit back pretty hard here at the WACA ground. Just a goal after the siren. sees them with a 7-point break as we go down to the boundary line. Here's Dwayne Lamb.
Thanks, Andy. Yes, Elvesy was very vocal at the quarter-time break, particularly with his forwards. They weren't leading up, and they should have been getting back to the drop of the ball. He was obviously pleased that they came back for the quarter. Malthouse obviously was displeased with the flat spot late in the quarter. He's urged them on. They've got certainly got a 2 or 3 goal breeze now, so he encouraged them to keep the pressure on the St Kilda players, and that brings them undone.
Thank you, Dwayne. Just about set for a start then in this second quarter here at the WACA. Ideal conditions, warm conditions, in fact. Ryan Turnbull, an excellent first quarter.
7 possessions, Sandy.
Good effort. Running all over the ground and rucking his heart out. So here we go to start the second quarter. 7 points is the margin. The bounce this time, well, it was one that favoured Everett, but he and Mick Dwyer couldn't make an executive decision. So Evans kicks down towards the half-forward line. Down towards Kemp, who used the body. He was at the bottom of the pack. Hand pass was meant to peck it. It goes astray. Just 25 metres out from goal. The hurried kick by Wakelin is high, and it is marked by Everett at centre half back. He plays on quickly. The young defence. It's Wakelin who gets them out of trouble. Down towards centre wing. Beautifully picked up on the half volley by Austin Jones. Now a chance for Mick Dwyer. His hand passes straight towards Sirakowski. Under pressure he goes and gets it himself, and he slams it forward towards Nathan Burke. Burke may keep it in play, runs into Worsfold, loses the football, and it's taken over the line for a throw-in. In St Kilda's attacking zone. Sirakowski doing the ruck work. Harvey had a big first quarter. Lewis tumbling a punt towards Garrick. Caught about Matera, then goes on with the job himself. Pulls it deep in towards the pocket. Going to make it tough for Sumich. He's taken over the line. Looks for the free kick for being held. And Bond pushes it over the line. There'll be a throw-in.
(6-2-5-1). The Eagles running on a breeze here. Was he held? Not much to that. So the throw-in inside the 50. Everett battles with Gehrig. It falls in front. Heady, a half chance, missed. Grant. William Wilson, it's out of bounds again. So another throw-in upcoming. Beautiful day in Perth. Temperature in the high 20s. A bit too warm for playing perhaps, but great for watching. Everett gets it down. An element of danger. He hooked it back towards the middle. Anderson out of defense. He got it from Burke. Evans on his chest to Jakovic, and the Eagles will pump it back in. Jakovic, deft little bounce, short pass to Wilson. He's marked about 40 metres out, slight angle.
I think when the Eagles first started, they used to do a lot of that chipping, waiting for players, but I think now they are the best in the competition at just making a player come towards them and then using the great skills that the Jakovic and Materials, those sort of players have got.
Peter Wilson starts it right, stays right. Offhand, Sumich a big leap. Wakelin pushing it back. It may have in fact gone across the line in any case. So behind. Eagles increase their lead. 6-3 plays 5-1.
Yes, 8 points the margin now.
Eagles doing a zone defence, Sandy, and really having trouble getting the ball out at the moment.
Anderson in the pocket, goes on with it to Nathan Burke, pops one over the top towards Peckett, back to Burke. They run it out from the half-back line. It's Anderson towards centre wing. Good kick, and in front of Turnbull, taking the strong mark was Darryl Wakelin. Now towards half forward. One hand not good enough. Everett beaten. White at the bottom. Is he sitting on it? Park comes in and decides upon a bounce. (6-3). The Eagles lead. St Kilda 5-1. The Saints zone again. Turnbull wins it down. Jakovic gets a hurried kick towards centre wing. Fisted clear. Here goes Matera. He was held. Got to be free kick. They had to stop him because he was about to accelerate down that wing, as only he can. Towards a right half forward. Brett Heady, a roundhouse right to try and keep it in play. is not successful.
Should be a great battle, that. I mean, Winmar playing on Matera. I mean, it's just a sensational battle.
Heady had a good start. He booted 2 goals in the first quarter. They'll be looking for him to go on with it. Harvey also picked up plenty of touches. That hand pass astray, and again out of bounds on the outer side. Robert Harvey, 7 hand passes and 3 kicks. Anderson having a spell on the bench. There are your premiership odds. Not surprising. West Coast very well fancy to make it 2 in a row. Darryl Wakeman under pressure, taken over the line. The Saints, on the other hand, rank unsiders.
Eagles by 8 points. Boundary throw in inside the 50. The Eagles' way. Over the top, Gearing hooks it down behind. Evans, too much time in there, but wasted the hand pass. Peckett did nicely to Dwyer. Runners outside. Harvey is one of them. Jones had to reach back, but claimed the ball nicely. Kicks towards half forward. Fist on it from Brennan. Loose ball falls to Burke. He heads for home. Great kick. Nathan Burke.
Second goal to Nathan Burke.
And it's 6-3 plays at 6-1, with Burke now having 2 goals to his credit. Matthew Lappin sends a high kick down towards the half-forward line again. Jakovic belts it down to Banfield. Wide he comes to Waterman, and he takes the mark on the half-back flank. Puts it out in front of Brett Heady. It's just got to sit. Throws it out the back door towards Chris Lewis. Lewis, a long left footer. In towards Kemp at the back. Sumich waiting down. Kemp, had it smothered off the boot. May get another chance. He does it beautifully to Wilson. Deserves a goal. If he gets it, it belongs to Kemp, but he misses.
Tony, that is unbelievable reflexes from Kemp, who's having a rest in the forward pocket. He's actually changed with Lewis at the moment. He's just running a bit gingerly. I noticed him just looking at his foot before. But fantastic reflexes. I think he's a bit sore.
Very limited pre-season, like quite a few of these West Coast Eagles. If it's close late, St.Kilda a big chance. Wakeland goes towards the outer side. Frawley missed it. Gehrig tries to keep it in. Can't. 6-4, 6-1. Guy McKenna comes on. Mitchell White goes off. Not too often you see that. McKenna starting on the bench, but one of those players hasn't played much footy. Kemp back to goal, feeds it across to Banfield from 60 metres out. Poor kick. It bounces out of bounds in the pocket. Untidy by Drew Banfield that time. As Mitchell White, part of the Eagles bench.
Interesting too that Winmar's actually been moved back to the half-forward flank off of Matera.
Time remaining. Wakeland out of defence. Wobbles it back outside the 50. Waterman with support. Turnbull is on for the short one. It carries him, and Hart's taken it about 60 metres from goal. Turnbull runs to the pocket. Hart thought about it. Now he'll go for distance, right down towards full forward. That is a long kick. They drift back the players, and the ball continues to drift as well, and goes through for a behind. David Hart, great story.
Four points, the margin. 14 and a half minutes remaining in the first half. Again, the warning comes. Frawley drops back, but there's a push picked out of that. Free kick will go the way of St Kilda. Should be taken by Mick Dwyer. Dwyer on halfback. Towards centre wing, Jakovic trying to spoil Sierakowski, unsuccessful.
He's not frightened to get in front, is he? He really is making himself available in the air.
His kick is high towards Everett at half forward. Big man could have almost been paid the mark. He pulls it back inside, loses it now towards Nathan Burke. Lewis came over the top of him. Jakovic is in there also to effect a spoil. And a bounce to take place. Umpires Pfeiffer, Carey and Swoop in charge of proceedings today. This is Carey. Big pack of players around this ball. Everett, the first attempt, then Turnbull, then Worsfold, now Lewis. Away goes Chris Lewis, and away goes the West Coast Eagles. Not a well-directed kick, however, and David Grant takes a good mark.
Grant told to play on. They're not on that at the moment. Frawley out wide. Bumped as he kicked. As a result, it affected the kick taken by Turnbull on the wing. No one bumped him. Terrible kick nevertheless. It goes down towards centre half forward. Ricochets off a fist taken by Jones, who runs through the middle. The Saints giving plenty of cheek at the present time. Lowe comes out, takes the mark, and he'll kick for the lead right here. 6-5 to 6-1. Lowe about 40 metres out from goal.
That's an excellent kick, isn't it? I mean, it really gave... Stewie Lowe did not have to change stride, and in the world of football, that is called perfection. Great kick.
Yes, the story of bad kick, good kick. Turnbull's kick was bad. They were punished with a beauty coming the other way. Stewie Lowe from just inside the 50. Misses to the near side. Always off target, that one. The Saints creep closer. 6-2 to 6-5. Aussie Jones. McKenna kicks in. Very good at that. Sierakowski did well, got there in time. Jakovic was the target. Sierakowski getting a fist on that one and pushing it across the line. Thrown in about 60 metres from the Saints' attacking goal. Sierakowski doing the rucking now. It comes down to Evans. Kicks towards midfield. Heady playing in front. Spills behind he and Grant. Gearing an opportunity. Took his eye off the ball. Grant didn't. Dived on top of it. Winmar. Some wizardry. Winmar comes away from the middle. Kicks inside the 50. Lowe is down there battling with McIntosh. They'll clear the zone. McIntosh's kick very high. Tailor-made for Winmar. He was shepherded out. No. It's going to be a free kick, I think, to Lewis. And he's a bit lucky.
Chris Lewis to take it on half-back. Nick Winmar not too happy with that decision. He finds Banfield, though. Towards Wilson he goes. Out bustled. Bond gives good support. A chip towards Heady, who's inside 50. Two goals to Brett Heady in the first quarter. Directly in front. He's going to be kicking from just inside 50.
Yes, once again, Brett Heady, just an uncanny knack of finding space for himself, and the Eagles players very adept at finding him.
Heady now trying to find a bit of space for his team. The margin at the moment is 3 points. Very deliberate in his approach and goes straight into Peckett, the man on the mark. Worsfold takes it. Quickly claimed. Kemp was also. Wilson over the top. And a bounce to take place. An opportunity goes begging.
Yes, they call that the most forgivable sin in footy. Unforgivable. Unforgivable, really. Yes.
You got to hit a packet or two. There's Zilla diving on top of it. Comes out to Evans. Taken by Matera. Matera chips it back towards centre half forward. This is McKenna about 55 metres from goal. Banfield on the burst. Untidy hand pass. Sold him into trouble. Harvey soccers away. So Harvey to Winmar on the wing. The Saints are down by 3 points. Winmar kicks inside the 50. Low on the lead. In fact, he's marked it just outside the 50, Big Stewie.
Open goals, quick. Go for goals, Stewie. Oh.
You can only tell them, Mal. He's got two already. Tries to centre the ball. That's an interesting kick, but the mark has been taken by Burke, who's been terrific so far. He's got 2 goals. So Nathan Burke goes in short, and this is Zilla.
Now picking up Matera, Dennis.
So Zilla, the 25th man taken in last November's draft from South Australia. Woodville West Torrens, a chance to put the Saints in front. Seemed most unlikely about 15 minutes into the game. They're working into a breeze and they're showing plenty of character. Zilla. I think he's missed. He has, narrowly. So 2 points is our margin now. Inside 10 minutes to half-time.
Ball's going to go back to McIntosh with the goal umpire not having concluded his official work. So Ashley McIntosh bring it back into play once more. Gets the warning now to bring it back and waste no time. Wants Evans. Winmar with him. Evans does well. Brings it round his body. Goes up towards centre wing. Fisted down in front is Burke. It's away from Hines. Oh, Winmar and Evans once again close to the boundary line and over.
15 possessions for Burke, 7 and 8. Terrific.
Throw in on the outer side. Jakovic contesting, in fact plucks it out of the air and shrugs the Burke tackle and pumps a high long kick up towards the right half forward. No one there for the Saints as Hines picks it up. Centering kick down towards half forward. Lewis and Sumich both there. Dwyer also couldn't take it cleanly. Pressure now on the St Kilda defence. Dwyer gets the hand pass away. Set up Anderson, who couldn't do anything with it. Sumich applies the tackle on Peckett. A cry of ball. Not heeded by the umpire. And finally we will have a bounce.
Yes, two St Kilda players, half chances to get that ball out of the area, but just as we look at the stats there, 20 to 10, which is a very big stat, double at this stage.
Sometimes you've just got to kick it, don't you?
Sometimes you do.
Everett flicking it back. And Matera was held, and there's got to be free kick. Wilson and Everett having a little bit of a how do you do. Matera, 7th kick. Well, if he gets onto a football, he can kick it a country mile. But he wants someone. He wants a lead. Heady offers it to him. Hines couldn't take it cleanly at the first attempt. Frawley showed excellent desperation, and he finds Peckett.
That was terrific by Danny Frawley. It was a 50-50 ball he wanted at most. Sirakowski, the worse for wear. Gallant mark.
Yes, he's having a run on the ball, and Big Everett now at centre half forward.
That's good. He gets up holding his head. Berkey tosses the ball back to him and hits him on the head. Not a good kick. Burke on top out there. With him is Sumich, and we'll have a whistle. And I suppose it begs the question, was Sirakowski fit enough to take his kick? I think umpires need to be pretty lenient in that situation. A hurt player always wants to get up and take his kick, but often they're the worst judges of whether they're right or not. Out of the congestion, a snap. Who was that? Evans, there he is. I was looking at Sirakowski, who was still shaking his head. Not feeling too good. Wakelin in short finds Devonport 6-6 to 6-3. Now Devonport's away at half back. Good kick finds Dwyer inside the centre square. Devonport runs up the ground, tries to get by Mainwaring very ambitiously. It comes back to Dwyer, who kicks it down towards half forward, taken well on the bounce by McKenna, who proceeds to give it away. Sirakowski growing in stature in this game. Kicks inside the 50. McKenna going back with the flight of the ball. Oh, Big Stewie was coming up. Well done, McKenna. Great courage. The great players have it.
It plays on, going across the ground to David Hart, who from the back pocket swings it to the outer side towards Matera. May run out of room very close to the boundary line, and eventually does.
Yes, well, he hadn't played much footy, Guy McKenna, but welcome back.
And he did look, didn't he?
Yes.
I mean, he looked, he knew who was coming, and he still went.
Yes, he did it very well, though. The ability to turn your body just at point of impact is just called experience and confidence.
Fraser Gehrig waiting for another run. Ball shoveled out. No one able to get away with it, however. Zilla, the last one to touch it. As I mentioned, Gehrig waiting for his opportunity. He gets it now at the expense of Ryan Turnbull, who's had an excellent game to date. Jakovic does it with the right hand towards Kemp. He loses it to Winmar, who was taken high. Plays on quickly to Burke, who's kicked a couple. He's 52 metres out, and he spears it into low. Excellent mark. An excellent pass.
Would you have thought after the first quarter, in which 11 goals came, seemed like in a rush, that we've only had one at this quarter to this stage?
And now the Saints a chance for the outright lead.
Great pass, wasn't it?
Yep. And those hands like a vice.
Yes, he's a very big man to get around. Once that ball's put out in front, he can just get his hands out in front of him. He's very hard to get around.
2 goals in the first quarter. This for St Kilda to hit the front. approximately 36 metres. It wasn't a happy kick off the boot.
They've missed 3 from there now, from that same spot.
They're playing good footy though, the Saints. Kick in from Hart. This is Brennan. He's at left half back. Kicks it towards the wing. Gearing had to check and go back after that one. Wakeler knocked it down in front. Everett roving the pack. Kicks it towards centre half forward. Speared the pass in, and Frawley has taken this mark midway between centre and half forward to Harvey. Harvey settles. Kicks it very high. Storming up the ground is low, and what a great grab that was. Spreading the hands there, Harvey.
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, they've been beautiful kicks. I mean, one of the decisions that Mick Moldhouse has got to make is that is McIntosh doing the best job he possibly can today, or are some of the kicks are just too good? He might have to consider making a change on this big fella.
There's McIntosh on the mark. His dad, former great Saint. As the kick goes from low, he tries to will it through right on the line. Did it carry the line? It was thumped forward down there, but I think it's a goal.
So the Saints hit the front here at the WACA in Perth in a thriller. Bardsley out of the centre, a high kick towards Burke. Harvey showing great courage, running with the flight of the ball. Got a push in his attempts to mark. The Saints suddenly full of running. He heads towards low territory again. He gets taken out of it at the back. Worsfold tidies up for the West Coast Eagles. Long kick back towards centre wing. Beautiful delivery towards Chris Lewis. Can the Eagles answer the challenge? Sumich can't take it on the half volley, but he recovers well. Swings round now onto the left foot. Floats it in towards goal. Which way will it bounce? One behind.
Fantastic body work then done by Brett Heady just to get the opposition away from Sumich. It was just a brilliant little nudge that gave Sumich a paddock to turn in.
St Kilda by 3 points. Wakeland to Winmar. Sixth kick, and an interesting one too, to Danny Frawley in the opposite pocket. He goes longer towards the half-back line. Kemp first to it. Kept in play. Has a couple of options. Finds Michael Brennan. Brennan, the defender, pumps a long one. In towards Lewis. Couldn't take the mark. A snap by Bond. One behind. Things warming up in the second quarter.
Interesting move then. Brennan got free because there was a change made on that half-forward flank, and as we watch this attempt again by Lewis, a fair jump. One of the rules in football, I reckon, is that you don't make a change on points because you're always going to be one short somewhere. So just an interesting move at the wrong time then for St Kilda.
Approaching half-time, and the Saints lead by 2 points. Wakeland out very wide, and that's not a bad result. They can regroup now at a boundary throw-in. This one about 80 metres from the Eagles' attacking goal. Hot day in Perth for football. Temperature about 28 degrees at the moment. Winmar tried to crash his way through. Worsfold looping hand pass. Releases Kemp. McKenna from 50 metres out. He has. Hasn't kicked too many career goals. So it could be close to all even at half-time. As it is, St Kilda by a point.
In fact, I think that number's 15 he's kicked in his career, because John Worsfold and him have a bet each year who can kick the most goals. I read that somewhere overnight.
He never stopped.
2.5 minutes remaining. And a throw in. But an excellent tight quarter of football here in Perth, with the supporters out in force. Good crowd in attendance. Hines doing the ruck work for the Eagles. Heady coming in over the top of Grant and having a bit to say.
To the letter of the law, you know, what he did then, that's actually holding the man. You can't hold anyone after the umpire's called time off.
Everett again with Hines. Worsfold. Bardsley unable to smother. Worsfold's kick towards Lewis. Ripped to the ground is Chris Lewis. Ball was held, said the umpire. Lewis getting up, having a look and asking the question.
Just one feature about the Eagles on their forward line, Mel. Very good at keeping their feet, aren't they?
Generally speaking, that's very true. Yeah, good. That's right. Good players do that, Dennis.
No one able to pluck it clear from the bounce. Still on the ground. Difficult ball to win. Harvey found that out. Wilson round his body. Peter Wilson adds yet another behind.
That was reminiscent of a grand final in '92 where he kicked one over his head.
Like a cork in the ocean.
Yes. Of course he missed it. Of course he missed today. Kicked it when it counted, probably.
So here's Wakelet to the pocket. Bardsley. And his nose broken. No, it was his hand, wasn't it? His hand against the Dockers in game 1 of the Ansett Australia Cup. Kicked 4 goals in the first term.
Funny coloured tape on his hand, Dennis.
Well, he's gone for the gloves now, obviously. Hand conscious. Getting plenty of advice. Scores a level. Barnett, he decides to go for a run. I'll show you. Across the goal face, kicks towards the outer side. Wakeland from behind, knocks it on. That's Darrell. In front, Grant, outnumbered. Well done by Worsfold, knowing he had the numbers, put him on the ground. Turnbull gets it across to support Matera. Back it comes. In fact, it's Gehrig out there. Gehrig comes down towards centre half foot. Great kick. And Hetty has marked just inside the 50.
Once again, good sides just seem to put that pressure in the last few minutes of the game, and what with 24 or 20 so seconds to go, it's just uncanny how that happens.
Yes, well, Sumich got a goal after the siren at quarter time. And now Brett Hetty almost on the siren. We're down to 5 seconds. Whoops, out of bounds on the full. And that will just about do it. As soon as the player takes the kick, I think the siren will sound here. So Wakeland to Frawley. And the umpire has whistled it come back. That's interesting. He's decided that will do anyway. So half time at the WACA, 7-4 to 6-10. And after a high scoring first half, it was very interesting in that second term that we saw the sides really slow down in terms of generating goals.
In fact, the Eagles could manage just 8 points for the quarter, taking their score from 6-2 to 6 goals 10. So it's all set up for a big second half here at the WACA ground. The Saints kicked a couple in that term. In fact, they booted 2 goals 3, but scores are level. As we check them, the West Coast Eagles are 6-10-46. St Kilda 7-4. Dwayne.
Thanks, Andy. Yeah, well, Stan Alves was quite happy with that quarter into the breeze. Encouraged his blokes that it's not all over yet, and they've got a long way to go. So to keep hard at the ball, get that first possession and move it quickly. Mickey wasn't too wrapped. They had the breeze and they didn't use it, so he expects a lot more on their tighter players.
Yes, absolutely nothing in it, thanks, Dwayne. Scores level as we go into the second half. Everett underneath the ball. Turnbull charges at him, but it's taken away by Winmar. Down towards the half-forward line once again. The mark should have been taken. It wasn't. However, Austin Jones nips in a little chip. Only as far as McIntosh. Good shepherding sees him clear. And McIntosh goes to the outer side. Winmar up half an hour too early and has given away the free kick. It's exciting to watch Nicky Winmar, but that wasn't one of his best. As Brennan wobbles it towards the centre. Kemp slaps it out the back door. Chance for the Eagles now to get a good start to this third quarter. Turnbull, a floating kick towards full forward is effective, and the mark has been taken by White. Mitchell White, 50 games under his belt, and a chance for the Eagles' first goal since the first quarter.
Right on the siren. Peter Simic.
From 25 metres, White shoots at goal. It's a shocker. Just sneaking in from behind.
Perfect lesson, I think, Dennis. Just, what, 3 or 4 steps, I suppose? You really don't get a lot of momentum when you're running in slowly. Shot for goal. I just don't know why players continually do it.
6-11, 7-4. Just wanted the lead, that was all. Comes out to Frawley. We'll keep it close Here's Frawley outside the 50. Incidentally, the Eagles had only one goalless quarter all of last season. So equaling that in the first game in the second term of 1995. Frawley down towards the wing. Wakelin held by the arm. Behind, Harvey missed it. Anderson almost missed it. It comes towards Jones, who took his eye off the ball. Picked up by Evans. Hart across to Banfield. And now Kemp in space on the wing. Kemp has a bounce. His 15th possession down towards centre half forward, and it's a beauty. And the mark will be paid to White. He was a bit casual protecting the ball there. But White, at distance perhaps, that's his go. We'll see if in fact he goes for goal.
Yes, obviously a clean grab, and just fumbled on the way down.
So Mitchell White starting the second half on the forward line. There's Heady up ahead. He's got 2 goals. Eagles by a point. Good term into the breeze. Very casual term at second quarter on the breeze. The southwester. Good kick by White. They'll contest about 5 meters out. Fisted away by Wakelin. Angled towards the line. Boundary throw in. Peter Simic benched to start the second half.
Is that allowed? Standard hats now. A standard issue over here, are they, Dennis?
Just thinking, who hates that? Is it Trevor Grant in Melbourne?
Yes, someone does.
Big article last week.
Nathan Burke towards the half-back line. Bardsley spoiled by Worsfold, who just flicked it back to keep it in play to accommodate Peter Matera. Good shepherding by Worsfold. Well, the umpire said it wasn't.
Rubbish.
So Matera must bring it back and hand it over to Stephen Zillow. It looked very fair. Zilla thinks about Everett, then elects to go long towards half forward. Sierakowski the target. Finds him at half forward. Again, the Saints a chance for the lead. Down at the moment by a point.
That's a very, very good mark, because he's not easy to shift Jakovic in front like that, is he? And he really was forced underneath the ball then. Terrific body work then from Sierakowski. Just leant on him. Very fair. A very good mark.
Going to be kicking from just on 50 metres. A drop putt looks pretty good.
So the Saints 5 points in front, wide of the centre. Opportunity for Everett. Had it slapped away by Evans. This is Banfield. Down towards centre half forward goes the kick. Wakelin juggled attempt at the mark, not paid. Jakovic comes away 45 metres out, goes looking for Lewis. And the chance now for a quick reply for the West Coast Eagles. Chris Lewis. Incidentally, I've been to the trivia well after that last goal from Sierakowski. His dad played, now get this, Sandy, 75 games and kicked 2 goals. His son is playing in his 4th game. Got his 2nd right there. He'll ring Dad tomorrow and say, it's an easy game, this footy. Won't go to the well again, I promise. Here's Lewis. He kicks. And he's got it. Eagles back in front.
And Michael Mellors has actually made the move. He's put Glenn Jakovic to centre half forward. And going back is Fraser Gehrig to centre half back on Sierakowski. So it was really Jakovic's pressure then on Wakelin that really forced the error in the mark, and just beautiful skills on the left foot. So an interesting move early in the season by the All-Australian centre half back from last year, now playing at centre half forward.
Seesawing struggle continues here. 53 plays 52. West Coast again edging in front. Winmar couldn't take it out of the centre, but his teammate Robert Harvey does a 360 and swings it up towards half forward. Clean bowls just about everyone except McIntosh. Does it nicely off to Brennan, now Worsfold. Gehrig does the shepherding for him up towards the half back line. Good mark by Sierakowski, backing back. He's had a great start into this 3rd quarter. He kicks towards half forward. No one able to complete the mark. Waiting down was Bardsley. Kicked a goal in the 1st quarter. McIntosh to Brennan again. Rides the illegal O'Brien bump and takes the free kick. Michael Brennan, who holds that defence together on so many occasions. That kick not a good one in front of Turnbull, however, and out of bounds. Peter Sumich we saw on the bench. What news do you have on him, Dwayne?
Well, the word from the bench is that he's actually rolled his ankle late in that last quarter, so it'll be interesting to see if he takes any further part.
Turnbull and then Devonport, who's kicked with smothered. He may get another chance. His hand passes across to Burke. Nathan Burke keeps it in play, wants low. McIntosh with him. Oh, bursting through as O'Brien gives it to Mick Dwyer, who steps towards goal, puts it across the face, one behind, and again scores a level.
Great roving there from Craig O'Brien, hitting that pack very hard. Watch this. Oh.
Yes, you wouldn't believe it at the moment. He's going off the ground too, so pretty unlucky, really.
Here's McIntosh. And now Matera. He's away. Pulls it back towards the middle. Banfield into space. About 70 metres from goal to Kemp. Further away. Now he looks for Heady. Down towards the pocket goes the kick. Heady propped in front of Wakeland. This is Lewis. He got the last goal for the Eagles. He's about 45 metres out. Sets it up to the top of the square. That's a very intelligent kick intended for White. Wilson with desperation. Grant's in there as well. It spills behind them. Jakovic goes in. Tries to knock it out. Burke went down. They're really going in solidly now. Wilson's over the ball. He's claimed, but it came out behind. Bond is in there. And a bounce. That was very hectic stuff.
And that is also very, very special. At a crucial time in the game, the Eagles had to keep it in. And I think to keep that pressure now on this young St Kilda side, they've got to keep it up there into the ground as much as they can.
Scores a level. Turnbull thumps it towards full forward. Lewis tried to knock it on. Standing up at the tackle is White. Gets it to Evans. He's so adept at kicking timely goals. What's he done this time? Just kicked it behind. You've seen him kick a few.
Yes.
Sorry, you get that nervous twitch when I say that.
So again, a point the margin. Shane Wakeland brings it back in. Great tight contest to open proceedings. The kick is not a good one. It's taken by Chris Mainwaring. Started the day on the bench. His kick didn't have a lot of distance about it. There's a better looking kick. This time it's a goal. Bong.
So the Eagles looking far better, working up into the breeze. This is Garrick. He's slung. Comes back to Burke. Burke is 19th possession down towards Lowe. Oh, what a great grab. Well, almost not paid. It bounced in there somewhere. And there'll be a bounce about 25 metres out, and Lowe is ropeable. Umpire Carey has a word. Well, initially it looked a mark. We'll watch it again. Once. Well, that's a mark. That is a mark, isn't it, Mel?
Well, no, actually, it was a full brother to it, yeah, but I thought it actually hit the ground as the ball now just wobbles over the line. I thought it really did touch the ground underneath his hand, so...
Can we have another look?
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
Here we go again.
No, pretty tough call.
Talk me through it.
Now, here he goes. Now, he goes. Watch the ball.
Yet.
No, but it will. It will. See? Just there.
Yes.
Just there. And see it bounce up?
Yep. Very good umpiring. All right.
If it hits your hands, it doesn't bounce up like that.
Yes.
It cushions the blow.
No full brother there.
So a bounce.
Might have been a cousin, not a full brother.
About 40 metres out. I would have played it. Knocked down by Garrick from behind. It comes to Banfield.
Right.
Brennan. And now Mainwaring. Through the wing, Chris Mainwaring. Thought about a kick. Now he hand passes out wide. Jakovic, the fumble. Now he runs to the 50. This will be a very good kick. It's a sharp angle. If he scores a goal there, it would have been something. No score at all. Clash of bodies on the line, and Anderson comes away but kicks it straight to Matera. We've seen this before too. Matera heads for home and he's off target. Jakovic way over the line. Spectacular attempt at the mark.
What about that wrong foot he did on the big fella then? I mean, I know Everett's not the most adept, but as we look at this going across the line now, probably 1.5 meters over.
Under 12 minutes remaining. 8-13 plays 8-5. 8 points the difference. Bardsley has it in the back pocket. Goes long towards the outer wing, and McKenna with a defensive fist goes over the head of Burke. Winmar is there for St Kilda. Runs in to McKenna again, and he's with Devonport across the line. Well, they're sticking with them. The Eagles unable to break clear. After going into this game, absolute red-hot favourites. Turnbull Somehow gets it across to Evans. A chance now for Kemp. Well, he lost it and then he ran into Djakovic. He headbutted him, but he recovered well. Inside 50, Lewis picks it up and tries to take his own hand pass, then decides to leave it for Tony Evans. Can he do it this time? Kemp on all fours, gets it back towards Bond. Another one to Bond, is it? In towards full forward. But the whistle has sounded and it's going to come back. No. A free kick, well, it's going to go the way of the Eagles, and it looks as though Heady's going to take it. So it must have been down the ground. Did you see what happened, Malcolm?
I think you'll find that Bond was misdealt or handled very ordinarily after he kicked the footy.
So Heady, well, just about a gimme goal. Directly in front, 15 metres out. And he doesn't miss.
Amazingly, the majority of goals have come up into the southwester. Here's Evans, dragged down, strong tackle by Everett. Wilson soccers off the ground down towards the attacking 50 for the Eagles. Djakovic has it sockered away by Wakelin, out of bounds on the full though. And Djakovic now at centre-half forward and having an influence on this game to take the kick. Handballs. St Kilda haven't seen much of the ball so far in this term. Djakovic, who got the Brownlow votes, top votes when these sides last met. In round 15 last season, I think from memory. This is Devonport coming away in the back pocket, boots it towards the outer side. In front, McKenna, that's a very good mark. Tumbling forward. McKenna back inside the 50, showing a lot of courage. In front was Harvey. It spills behind a Heady. Upended was White. It goes about 20 metres. Anderson drifting back, took the mark, I thought. Belated whistle. Dean Anderson deep in his own defensive area with his team under pressure. Suddenly they're down by 14 points. Anderson, members side with a kick. In front, Everett, almost the mark, goes after it on the ground, gets it up to Lappin. Lappin has a bounce, comes away from half-back, kicks towards half-forward. Winmar, not the best of days, he misjudged that one as well. Opportunity behind for Wakelin, lost the ball, over at his heart, slaps it as far as Jones, comes to Dwyer, out wider to Anderson. Now Devonport's got it inside the centre square, looking for Lowe, made it hard for the big man. McIntosh with dashed it brilliantly, got it to Kemp. McKenna feeds it out wide. Mainwaring waited, now he's got a problem. They're the best of mates, Devonport and Mainwaring. Devonport wins the battle that time and gives it to Winmar,
who sends a long punt kick spiralling in towards goal, but it's away to the left and one behind.
Isn't that exciting? A torpedo punt on the run. You don't see them very often these days, but can be a very damaging kick, and all but the bounce, a goal for St Kilda.
13 points the margin. McIntosh brings it back into play once again. Still the Eagles unable to open up a winning break. The Saints sticking with them. Here's the magic of Matera. Coming from Evans. Matera floats it in towards Drew Banfield in the centre. Lopes away with a left foot pass out in front of Brett Heady. Trapped it nicely on the half volley. Chips inside 50. Wants Chris Lewis. Look at this man's skills. Hand pass slightly astray, but Bond is there to tidy up. Bends it back in towards goal. Which way will it bounce? Goal to Wilson.
It's virtually a carbon copy of the first term, and the Eagles out now by 19 points. The Saints desperately need the next goal. Just over 8 minutes till three-quarter time. Harvey in the middle somehow manages a kick. Pushed in the back, I thought Burke, no free. McKenna did brilliantly. All class to Worsfold, who's been very good this afternoon. Derrick swings it out wide, Mainwaring the clever mark. Body to body with Devonport. And took the grab, goes short. Worsfold again, peeling off, running up the ground. 15 possessions for John Worsfold towards half forward. Wakelin from behind. That's Darrell. There was a free kick going St Kilda's way off the ball, and it will be taken by Bardsley. Being held, I think, by Bond. He goes towards the outer side. Shane Wakelin was up, missed it. It falls behind. This is Jones battling with Kemp. Gets it back. Wakelin now forward of the wing. Goes long towards Lowe. He battles with McIntosh. No mark that time. Burke was put down. Coming through was Hart. Well done again by the defence. Derrick gets it across to Banfield. Run down from behind by Burke. Terrific. Despairing lunge. Was it a trip? Yes, it was. Against Lappin. And Gehrig will take the free, but good pressure by the Saints that time.
5 kicks and a couple of marks to Fraser Gehrig. Turnbull got a hand to it, unable to complete the mark, but they've got the runners. This is Tony Evans, long and low in towards the half-forward line. Good diving mark taken by David Grant. In the veteran class, he goes to one of the youngsters, Stephen Zilla. Zilla's kick is somewhat proppy for Winmar. Not so for Matera. Down towards half-forward. Flicked away from Lewis by Peckett. And a throw in as Waterman prepares to come back out on the ground with his side leading by 19 points. Johnny Worsfold having a spell. Looks lean and mean though this year. Anderson hurriedly gets boot to ball and just bounces inside the line.
Interesting, Mel, just taking a look at the Saints bench. They've got a lot of legs there. There's O'Brien, Keogh, well, 6 of them, and Damon Shaw. But you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They need some run at the moment, and those blokes are sitting down.
Everett from the back. Evans. McKenna. Towards full forward. No mark taken at the back, and it again goes over the line. Well, let's check on those legs, perhaps. Here's Dwayne.
Yeah, Johnny Worsfold, I believe he lost a contact lens, so small adaptation in the change rooms. Will be back in 2 ticks.
So legs okay, but the lens is gone.
One-eyed Jack. Boundary throw in front, Heady. Comes down to Widmer, scrambles it back towards half-back. Awkward bounce there for Evans. Now Dwyer's released. He kicks down towards half-forward. Lowe's been moved up the ground, controlled it to his own advantage. Here's Burke again, his 20th possession from about 60 metres out. Not a particularly good kick. And there's going to be a free kick down there to Gehrig against Sierakowski. So once more, the Eagles move it up. This is Mainwaring. Kicks very wide. McIntosh, that's the go. Run off low. McIntosh close to the line. Finds Turnbull. So Turnbull up towards the wing. High kick from Turnbull down towards half forward. Bond uncontested. That's too easy. Evans waiting in front, takes the hand pass. Probing kick well inside the 50. Frawley was up to knock it away. Heady behind was taken high.
Bing.
What's the decision? Holding the ball. Well, it seemed that right arm went up over the shoulder.
Peckett to take it from the back pocket towards centre wing. No one able to take the mark. Banfield and McKenna combined with Kemp. Ominous signs here as he goes to Wilson. Just inside 50.
So your players really lifted around the centre of the ground, and taking up your point, Dennis, is Evans just starting to get a lot of the ball around that midfield area. Really is causing some problems.
Saints making a change with Dwyer off. The lead is on from White. Pass is good.
Do that as well as any side, I believe. The Eagles, they can hold up because they're confident in their kicking skills. They try and keep an open forward line to give another teammate a leading player.
So Mitchell White to have yet another shot at goal. He's had a few without success to date. In fact, just the one behind. Better looking kick. Now he's opened his account as far as goals are concerned.
25 points all of a sudden. This is Matera. Turns 26 tomorrow. Gets it out to Kemp. Kemp chips it down to half forward. It's getting too easy now. Suddenly the wheels appear to be coming off for the Saints. McKenna. It's a good grab. Sierakowski low down. He's been impressive this afternoon. He's up from the back pocket on a hot day in Perth. Bright and sunny. Sierakowski comes out to Zilla. 11-13 to 8-6. And Zilla from left half back. High towards the wing. Low outnumbered 3-1. Almost the mark. Waiting in front was Harvey. But numbers tell the story. Knocked on by Turnbull. Taken by Kemp. Peckett's there. Should have marked it. Goes back after it. White slaps it across towards Lewis. It did cross the line. Good call by the official. And a boundary throw in just inside the attacking 50. Chris Lewis. Sierakowski. Jakovic, one down by the ladder. Burke got the hand pass off. Peckett fumbled. Socked away by Matera across the line. Peckett, runner-up to Robert Harvey in the best and fairest for the Saints last season. Player of great promise, Justin Peckett. Backhanded down by Sierakowski, taken by Djakovic. The snap towards the top of the square there, fisted away by Darryl Wakeland towards the boundary on a collision course with Heady. Heady put his body in, was earned the free kick. Clever football.
See, just at the moment in this quarter, the Eagles have nearly had 30 more possessions than St Kilda. They just can't get the footy at the moment. We can't find enough winners around those ball ups and boundary throw-ins, etc. Man-on-man contests, they're just starting to lose out a bit.
Heady deep in the pocket, going at his fourth here. If in fact he shoots, runs around, hooks it back, not a bad effort. Wilson. Well, that is too easy. In the goal square, ball coming in low, and the uncontested mark, leaving him this task from about 10 metres. He's already got one, and this will blow the lead out to 31 points.
Yes, the biggest margin in the game that we're seeing, and 6 goals to 1 in this quarter is just the St Kilda side has dropped off a bit around that midfield area. Stewie Lowe coming out to centre half forward has been for a few contests, however has fallen over after those contests and really has been out of action. He really must learn to keep his feet when he's going for marking contests, to have a second chance and a second go at the ball on the ground. Just been swept away from their half back line a bit too easy in this quarter.
So the Saints in trouble at 12-13 to 8-6. 31 points the margin, biggest lead in the game. They desperately want a couple before siren time. Kemp tries to get it out of the middle. Evans has had an excellent quarter. Turnbull gives it across to McIntosh, back to Turnbull. The big man does it well as he finds Banfield. Drew Banfield puts the Eagles deep into attack once again. White gave a decent old nudge, and it was noticed. A minute and a half remaining. Frawley at half-back. The veteran skipper kicks towards another trump card in Stuart Lowe. He can't take it cleanly. McKenna tidies up towards Dean Kemp. Zilla chases, but he looks tired. Kemp kicks a high ball. Lewis, yes!
Oh, touch play on his goal.
Oh, dear. Sensational leap by Chris Lewis. Let's have a look again, Malcolm.
Yes, we watched this in action. There was a lot of hands there, which is probably a fair call from the umpire, but normally you pay those.
Yeah. Inside 50. Djakovic wins it with a mighty swipe. Evans is doing the roving work and then applies the tackle. It's a good one too. Bounce still inside 50.
Once again, Sandy, in this last 30 seconds, it's in the Eagles forward line and a big chance to score perhaps.
Well, the Saints just can't afford to let them get another one. Wilson plucks it out of the air and tried to do it. Was unsuccessful. Precious seconds tick away as O'Brien gets the hand pass clear to Harvey. Harvey sweeps it in towards Nicky Winmark, caught by Matera. Caught! And now Matera will kick towards Djakovic, who is alone. But it's going to come back. It's going to come back as seconds tick away. 9 seconds remaining. Matera has it forward of centre. Peter Matera. Probably only a couple of kicks left, unless the Turnbull can let an absolute bomb go. Well, he's going to have a shot, but he's going to be kicking from 60 metres. St Kilda won't add to their score. That is 8-6, so they've added just 1 goal, 2 for the term. Oh, he's got under this! But it's signalled wide, and no addition to the score. Well, he really did let it go. An excellent quarter, though, by Mickey Malthouse's men, Malcolm. Have taken their score to 12-13, so they've kicked 6-3 for the term compared to just 1-2.
Yes, in fact, and against the breeze. I mean, that's interesting that most of the scoring has been against the breeze end. I mean, it's not a gale by any means, but you would have thought a 2 or 3 goal breeze in the old terms, and making the ball carry some 5 or 6 metres further to the right of screen. And Stan Alves would be very disappointed with that quarter. On the other hand, Mick Malthouse would be very, very happy that the guys could lift the cog. Stan needs to regroup now and find a way to come back in this last quarter.
So just repeating the 3/4 time scores here at the WACA. The Eagles 12-13, 85, leading St Kilda 8-6, 54. Tied here. until the third quarter, Dwayne Lamb, when the home side have snuck away to a fairly good 31-point lead.
Yeah, certainly Mick's happy with that quarter. The intensity lifted, and that was the main thing he was looking for. Up the other end, Stan wasn't too loud at all, but perhaps he thinks he's got the aid of kicking into the breeze in the last quarter, and that might do it. But certainly after lift, if they want to get back into the game.
Yes, well, it has been the scoring end, Dwayne, hasn't it?
It certainly has. You just can't work it out, can you? But maybe perhaps they work a little bit harder into the breeze, but they'll have to do a lot to sort of stay in this game.
Thank you, Dwayne Lamb. On the boundary line. Give them any chance, Malcolm?
Well, there's enough enthusiasm there. I think that's the most important thing in a side, providing they haven't lost their confidence, some of the younger players, and they need some of the senior players to just drop off a bit in that quarter. And look, you're still a chance in modern footy. 4 or 5 goals down.
Not a lot, is it?
No, you need to get a couple out the centre, and you're still a chance.
Yep. If they can get the first couple, just might lift them, spur them on. Umpire Carey holds the ball aloft. We're set to go. Final term here at the WACA ground in Perth. Warm day. And the first premiership points for the year up for grabs. A ricochet off the boot of Chris Mainwaring. Anderson, a dual premiership player for Hawks, finds O'Brien just forward of the centre. He's called to play on and Kemp nabs him. Now he's away. O'Brien a floater towards half forward. Good use of the body, however, by McKenna. Mr. Reliable. Off he goes to Hart, who belts it long and high to the outer side. Matera held. Or was he doing the holding? He was doing the holding, said the umpire. And Malcolm breaks into laughter. Up towards half forward. Crucial time for St Kilda. Gehrig picks it up, gets the hand pass away. Hart finishes with it once again, gives it back towards McKenna. He finds Brennan at centre half back. The experience of Michael Brennan tells as he floats it up towards the centre. Look at the tackle of Hetty. It's good enough, said the umpire. Evans had a big third quarter. Mainwaring spent time on the bench. Now he chips to half forward, and suddenly the Eagles are going to find themselves deep into attack courtesy of Jakovic. White is further down the ground. The kick's an interesting one. Tumbling punt kick, wobbling through towards the boundary line. It wasn't pretty, and it's out of bounds in the right forward pocket for the West Coast Eagles.
And I think you've got to say Jakovic has made a difference on the forward line. Finding a target down there for them. Everett goes up. He has a habit of knocking it across the goal face. That time it's pushed across the boundary line. We saw in the opposite pocket what it must have been in the second quarter. He hooked one back towards the kickoff line, and that time with his right hand knocking it towards the goals. He needs to direct it, I'd suggest, to his right towards the boundary. That's better. Because generally he's winning them. On the ground is Lappin and a whistle. Now I'm intrigued about the use of Damon Shaw too. We haven't seen him at all today. He's still sitting on the bench. It's crying out for some run and skill for the Saints at the present time. So maybe Dwayne can look into that for us, whether he's okay. Here's a bounce in the pocket. Dwayne will love that. 12-13 to 8-6. Slapped out wide by Wakelin. This is Harvey in trouble. Gets it up to Lappin. Trying to get back to Harvey. Well, Lewis, operating in a very confined space, is eventually carried across the line by Rod Keogh, and it will be a boundary throw in. So we're not going far at the present time, but a lot of hard work from players of both sides. The game very much on the line. The Eagles, they look as though they're going to get the 4 points here, but the Saints needing something, and they're well aware of that. There's Hetty under Anderson, and a bounce this time.
Again, Everett does the work with the left hand. Harvey sweeps the hand pass. They should get out of trouble through Wakelin. Up towards half back, and now across the centre towards O'Brien, who takes the mark on centre wing. The Saints desperate for the first goal of the quarter. Passes towards Lowe, goes over the top. A chance for Aussie Jones. Jones is 30 metres out, but he pulls it away to the right, and one behind only is the result.
Yeah, it's just what they needed, wasn't it? I mean, just a quick transference of play, and just a shade more composure from the young fella, but I'm sure he'll learn that as he goes on.
Guy McKenna to bring it back into play. Just goes into the pocket and finds Gehrig. Have you seen his debut, Malcolm?
It's been interesting from centre half forward to centre half back, and he's been competent without being outstanding, so I think it's a good start.
McIntosh kick is smothered. It could prove costly. Bardsley fires in towards goal, but he's away to the left and this time another behind. So a couple of chances that the Saints are unable to take advantage of.
Guy McKenna, so very good at using the ball on a kick in, and again there.
Key, isn't he? He really is a key to the Eagles side with his kicking.
Best in the league, I'd suggest. This is Kemp, who's been a very good player. Kicks towards the wing. Jakovic again on the end of it. 3 keys for them right there. Banfield, #1 pick in the '92 draft, and the deal that sent Scott Waters to Sydney. Lost the ball that time. Keogh goes out wide. It bounces across the line. Did it? No. Out of bounds on the full. And McKenna again will take it. This time up the ground, of course. 12-13 to 8-8. The Eagles with plenty of time. Long kick around the outer side wing. Nobody wanted that one except Evans. Uncontested, plays on. Kemp able to control it pretty well. Touch of the Robbie Flowers there as he twists and turns and kicks inside the 50. Frawley was up. It spills behind. This is Peckett. He comes away. A second bounce. Nothing much happening up the ground for him. As a result, he has to hold it up. He goes back. Devonport's hand pass to centre half back. Shane Wakelin now looks up towards centre half forward. Tailor-made for Brennan. Nudge from O'Brien. Timely. No free kick. O'Brien's got the ball about 80 metres from goal.
85 plays 56. The Eagles in command. O'Brien searching for something down in the forward line, and he finds it in the form of Stuart Lowe.
It's amazing if you have a disciplined forward line that the guy hanging onto the ball and just back himself with his kick. I mean, if players just complete running through the area and you end up with a gap, I mean, eventually something will happen.
Well, he virtually demanded the lead there from Lowe, didn't he?
Yes, but it needed other players to clear the area as well.
Sure.
Lowe has 3 to his credit. And a very, very important kick for him and the club if they're to hang on with any hope in this game. Very close. Very, very close, and he's got it.
12-13, 9-8, and 14 of the goals scored up into the breeze. Banfield gets it across to Matera, tucks it under the one arm, goes in short, bounces off the chest of Lewis, who tries to knock it on. It comes back to Matera. He'll do it himself. He goes from 45. Terrific, inspirational goal.
How to snuff out any hope. What a way to do it.
Yes, he is just a marvellous, marvellous player. And Chris Lewis did make a bit of a move on. But see that second effort from Lewis there to try and tap it out. Just didn't try and hold the ball up. And then Matera, the poise on his left foot. Just brilliant skills. Great running skills.
So we got Damon Shaw on the ground anyway. Popped around and asked, and suddenly he's out there.
Well, the Eagles couldn't have answered in any better fashion. As we go back to the centre once again, Damon Shaw is there for Dennis, but it's Kemp who gets a kick down towards the half-forward line. Bond tries to lock it up, claims Peckett and claims him well. Good tackle, and he asked the question. But a bounce will be the end result.
Interesting the way Kemp plays in the middle of the ground, always over the defensive side. Any ruckman tap, Kemp is really there, hard at it, covers the ball well. Got a lot of kicks out of the centre. Not standing on the defensive side of the centre bounce.
And just labouring the point on Damon Shaw too, he's not playing with a helmet today.
I think Peckett may be forced to leave the ground. A little bit of blood there, but we'll just see if he can tidy it up. Jakovic, almost an airy. Can the Saints answer that magical Matera goal? Mainwaring in towards the pocket, but no one at home, and an easy mark taken by young Matthew Lappin. Lappin goes on with a job towards Jones. Runs through half-back and spears one in towards Burke. Oh, magnificent throw to Winmar, who accepted it gleefully. O'Brien taken high, and he'll be free kick.
He fumbled the mark. Perhaps.
Here's O'Brien. A long kick in towards full forward. McIntosh in front of Lowe. Defends, kicking towards the half-back line. Out in front of Everett, out in front of Devonport and Mainwaring, and over the line for a throw-in.
Sandy, it's amazing. I actually watched that then. O'Brien kicking to Lowe after he done the last one very well. Lowe's gone and then come back the other way. In the meantime, Brian didn't raise his eyes and kicked it where he wasn't.
Margin 29 points. Everett slaps it down wide. Battle of strength there. Evans tried to soccer it forward, succeeded by about 10 metres. Coming through strongly is Lappin. Looping hand pass, hard for Harvey, knocked away by Banfield. Out in front, Banfield and Shaw. Well played by Banfield, knocked it across to Heady, who boots it to Wilson. They're exposed at the back now, Saints. Across comes the hand pass from Jakovic to Mainwaring. That was an interesting kick. Bond is dragged down. Devonport's got it, in trouble, stood in the tackle a while. They still battle on the 50. Mainwaring a chance, but 3 Saints around him. Anderson gets it across to Lappin. The short one is on to Jones. Jones through the middle, kicks down towards half forward. Now O'Brien can run back on this. Has he got the pace? He should have kept going. He's confronted now by Brennan, and he pops it out of bounds on the full. Well, the moment was lost. 13-13, 9-8.
.12 minutes remaining. On the outer side, Hart tidies up. He's got Turnbull alone, all alone. The big man goes in towards Heady. Brett Heady has Kemp running for him. He chips to half forward. Jakovic unable to take it on the half volley. Picking it up beautifully was Tony Evans. His hand pass, however, goes astray. Kemp is still in there trying to push the ball clear. Can't get out of it. Mitchell White, maybe a chance. Slips at the crucial stage. Lewis now an opportunity. Runs into a brick wall. Frawley was at the bottom. Here's a snap by Jakovic. And that is a goal, and that could be it.
Time. The Saints just 1 goal in the second half so far, and that came early in the third term. McKenna dragged off it. Mainwaring dives in. And a bounce. There's Worsfold. Lost a contact lens earlier. He was playing very well up until when he left off. One down by Turnbull. Off hands it comes to Winmar, who boots it down towards half forward. Coming through strongly was Waterman, whose sock is off the ground in the wrong direction though. Devonport picks it up. He's lacking support right on the line. Well played by Devonport. Chips towards the 50. Awkward half volley there for Lowe. Gives it across to Damon Shaw. He unloads with a long kick. It floats to the pocket. O'Brien was up. Worsfold relishing that situation, coming over the top, and the ball's out of bounds.
Ten and 3/4 minutes remaining. Hines also preparing for a run in this final term. Lowe does the ruck work. O'Brien gets it out towards Mick Dwyer, who snaps across the face of goal. It goes. Juggling attempt not paid. Hart is there defending for the Eagles. Will he run it over the line or bring it back? He decides upon the latter. He brings it back and they run it out. Caught was Gehrig. Wilson keeps it in play, putting it in front of Bond or Kemp. Kemp has been excellent. Gives it across to Wilson. Now the Eagles in charge as he spears it in towards half forward. White couldn't take it cleanly. Peckett leaves it for Frawley. He can go short towards Damon Shaw, but it's too wide. And it skews away from him and goes over the line.
Dean Kemp involved in that build-up, Sandy. 26 possessions now, 15 kicks, 11 hand passes. Interesting story. Got married. He and his bride went to Paris, and there was talk he wouldn't be back for the first game, and he really hasn't done much pre-season, so maybe it throws pre-season out the window. There goes Ryan Turnbull. Don't need one.
Been fantastic too today, Ryan Turnbull.
Turn up on the first day and have 26 possessions.
It's marriage.
That's probably what it is. Thrown in. Wilson gets it down. Mainwaring, and now Lewis. Lewis has the ball just forward of the wing. He hand passes back into the congestion there. Peckett didn't have the ball. This is Anderson. Needed a Shepherd, didn't get one, and McKenna works him across the boundary line. And Anderson, with victory slipping from the Saints now. 14-13, 9-8. 9.5 minutes till full time. Sierakowski has been impressive. Socket off the ground by Burke, but directly to Hart. Nathan Burke worked so hard in the early going. 22 possessions, he really has slowed down. Hart goes across the ground. Almost the clever mark to Worsfold. In fact, it's paid against the big man, Everett. Chips it wider still. Waterman. He goes to Hines. Hines can run to 50. He's really a crowd favourite. They'll love this.
great goal.
Yes, David Hines has been used in that role many times, hasn't he? Coming on, off the bench, and he really is a fit young man, and just those extra legs, although he is big, he really does cover some territory coming on. And I think Turnbull's been fantastic and a well-deserved rest, but then the pressure still comes as his great build-up, and what from outside, well, no, just inside 50, just a beautiful kick.
David Hines' first goal, and a memorable one. 103 plays 62. The Eagles in command. Kemper, fine smother, and he tries to make it 2 in a row, just unsuccessful. Waterman takes a fingertip mark, gives it across to Gehrig. He's been pretty good in his first game. Out in front of Mainwaring, and he makes the youngster Matthew Lappin ride the bump over the line, and he does that. Everett and Hines to do battle again. Bond edged out by Peckett. Goes over the top of Evans towards Damon Shaw. Called out. Ziller through strongly. Peckett gives him good support. Gives it across towards Nicky Winmar. Running across the outer side. Hines gives chase, but Winmar gets his kick up towards half forward, and O'Brien takes the mark. He looks towards the lead of Lowe, and those giant hands pluck it. 45 metres out.
He does provide very good service, O'Brien, to Lowe. About 3 or 4 very good kicks now.
Well, actually, it's 4 in a row that O'Brien's got. He's got a few touches in this last quarter, and all of them have gone in the Lowe direction.
Stuart Lowe for number 5. He's the superior scorer on the ground to date, and he has made it 5 goals.
Charging out of the middle, down towards half forward. Lappin did pretty well. Tries to get it across to Anderson. A terrible bounce taken by Bond. Tried to feed Matera. This will be interesting. A bit of talent on display there. Winmar and Matera. Winmar thought he'd won, but Matera came back and took the points. McKenna's hand pass not good. Anderson in trouble. No, Winmar comes back and wins the battle. Kicks towards half back, and Lappin takes the mark. That's the sort of thing that gets people to the footy. Winmar and Matera. 1 against 1 there. Hacked out of midair by Gehrig. Bounces to Wakelin. The game simply going through the motions now. Everett tries to knock it onto the advantage of Shaw. Hines. Ziller's got it. Goes out wide. Taken by Nathan Burke. He kicks to the wing. Good kick too. Dwyer's got it. He's away. Down towards half forward. O'Brien up in front. Fisted away by Worsfold. Taken by Banfield. He comes to Mainwaring. Mainwaring kicks to the wing, and Wilson now. He can take it and go. Wilson running down towards half forward. Unloads. Vacant goal square. Matera gets in behind them. Well, how often do you see that? A wingman 2 metres out taking the mark on his chest. He does it a bit. He's kicked 2 this afternoon. He'll be going at his 3rd.
Yes, it's a very damaging wingman that can kick goals, and we've said many times about Peter Matera. Just great read of it. Read it better than anyone. Just floating over the back, downwind, and 3rd goal you'd think would be a formality.
I think so.
She's had a better second half than first half, Dennis, I'd suggest.
Yep.
Already kicked 1 in this quarter. Kicked 1 in the first, and there's another one. So the Eagles finishing it off now pretty well. 109 plays 68. A margin of 41 points.
Great punch from Worsfold. Banfield back into the middle with a right-handed puncher, and Mainwaring just the poise, had a quick look. Wilson the long run, and then just unloaded it, kicked it as hard as he possibly could, and just well read.
Good policy. So Matera's got 3 goals inside the last 6 minutes of the game. Matera 19 possessions. I suppose based on the evidence of last season, he'd be very close to getting the 3 votes in this game. Didn't have a great year last year, but was best on ground according to the umpires. He is very eye-catching. 8 times in the Brownlow did he get the 3. He's going off the ground. Fixed him. Everett goes up, knocks it down. It goes McKenna. It comes to Lewis across to Banfield. Banfield alongside the centre circle. Wakelin worked underneath it by Kemp. Darryl Wakelin behind Shane. He's dragged off it. This is McKenna. Back comes Shane Wakelin, shepherded by Lappin. This is Devonport on the end of it. He's at right half back. 16-13 to 10-9. So an even game at halftime. Scores locked together. The West Coast Eagles really exerted themselves in the second half. Wilson looking like Kirtley Ambrose on the mark, appealing there because Devonport was taking a heck of a long time, and Everett, great grab.
You'd like to see him do that often, you know, really launch yourself at it. And I think that's what he's got to learn in his footy, just to be that desperate in the air all the time. And obviously he's only still young, but that was a great, he really meant that.
Wilson went past and called for the hand pass, never thought about it.
3 marks to Everett. Here's a win mark. Caught again. The ball spills free just for a moment, then they lock it up.
Having said that, Sandy, these uniforms are probably too close together, aren't they? Yep. Don't you think?
Yeah, when the Eagles come out in the dark outfit.
Yeah, I think the black and red and white looks a hell of a lot like blue and gold.
All right.
Waterman, it's dark, Malcolm. McKenna.
We are playing in daytime, boys.
Defends and goes to the outer side where he finds Chris Mainwaring. Spent time on the bench, did Chris Mainwaring. But he's back on the outer wing now, bouncing his way around towards the attacking zone. Shepherding sees him clear to half forward. Oh! Mark of the day to Brett Henny. Didn't miss that uniform, Malcolm.
No, I was going to say, the blue and gold stands out beautifully.
3 goals to Brett Henny. And that was mark number 6. Can he cap it off with a goal? He's going to be kicking from 53 metres. Long drop punt. Very close. I think he's got it. 4 goals to Brett Henny. The Eagles doing it in style. They move to 17-13, 115. St Kilda 10-8, 68.
Isn't this just special? Young Lappin tried to back, just didn't go quite hard enough. But a special mark from a tired player, really. I mean, if you think about that in the last quarter, that you know, that's a very good grab to be able to still get some momentum in your body upwards in the last quarter.
1:15, play 68. Everett knocks it down. Bond sockers it off the ground. It ricochets out wide. Harvey, not his best game. Across to Devonport, who kicks in towards centre half forward. Attacking the ball down there, Worsfold. Attacking him, O'Brien. O'Brien comes away with it, sets it up for Lowe. Too much carry. Lowe has to go back. The first to arrive, Waterman. He sockers it towards the behind line, and that will do. Conceding a point with just over 3 minutes to go. Lowe 5 goals for the Saints. Heady 4 for the West Coast Eagles. Heady, though, one of about 8 players to kick goals for the Eagles. Lowe's 5 equaling his best of last season. Those 5 came against Fitzroy in round 24. There's Waterman to McKenna. Banfield runs on. He's got it now. Banfield is forward of half back. He looks back towards the middle. Good looking kick too. It goes down towards Heady. Lappin completely misjudged it, and Heady will run on and kick his 5th. 5 goals to Brett Heady. The Eagles in a canter.
Yes, you'd have to say that the pressure was really applied in that 3rd quarter on the St Kilda side. The Eagles have really broken it open now, and that's that Lappin. Got beaten in the air before, so from an experience point of view, he thought, gee, I better go hard this time. And of course, he overcommitted himself, and the experience of Brett Heady just let it run through. And you'd almost back that 9 times out of 10, wouldn't you, with Brett Heady running in like that?
Under 3 minutes remaining, 5 goals to Heady. And the Eagles, after an even first half, are going to run out big winners. Lewis hurriedly gets boot to ball. Heady's in the thick of things once again. Can't take it this time. It's Devonport. Across towards Damon Shaw. Centering kick. And running with the flight of the ball and taking an excellent mark is David Hines. Off he goes to Garrick and then Worsfold on the outer side. John Worsfold gives a little ground towards Chris Mainwaring from a standing start. Long up towards half forward. It wanted Djakovic or Evans. The latter's at the bottom of the pack. Tries to get it out towards Djakovic. Has it stolen. Peckett takes it away. They should get out of trouble through O'Brien. A high tackle. The ball has come back, in fact, towards Peckett. Will take the free. So the defending champions opening up solid winners in the first round of home and away. Malthouse and his men starting a back-to-back campaign that they hope will culminate with the grand final come September. Towards half forward, Garrick, one arm held, managed to get out of trouble, slapped over the back. Damon Shaw could have been held. Banfield went through, stolen by Nicky Winmar. Winmar gets the hand pass across towards Harvey. Started really well, but has since gone out of the game. And Everett takes the mark at half forward. Buzz has gone out of the game now with the Eagles well in command. Peter Everett directly in front. Young man from Hastings hasn't kicked a goal as yet. Like to finish off with one with a big left footer. Drop punt. He's going to make the distance. Has certainly made the distance and the accuracy. So Everett gets his first. And it's St Kilda's 11th. They're 11-9, trailing West Coast 18-13.
In fact, Everett, in his earlier career, as we look at him kick a goal, he actually kicked a few bags of goals for St Kilda early in his career, and you know, he is going to be one of those players that's just got to take that next level. He's going to have to handle this ruck situation for some time now and really get on it and force himself to take that next step.
Inside the last minute, and the Eagles lead it by 46 points. Up goes Everett to knock it down. Zilla, very high kick out of the middle. It floats towards half forward. Great mark down there by Bardsley.
Clubs do work, really, don't they?
Yes. Bardsley forward of the wing. Kicks inside the 50. Malone needs a pair. Valiant attempt to mark. Didn't pull it off. Worsfold got it from McIntosh and heads for the boundary line. It runs across about 60 metres from the Saints' attacking goal. Ashley McIntosh, as I said earlier, his dad a great player with the Saints. Didn't play a lot of games there. I think just over 50 from memory, but finished 5th and equal 2nd in a Brownlow medal. Big scramble on the outer side, and we'll have a bounce. So the clock continues to run. We're down to 10 seconds, and the reigning premiers will start their title defence with an emphatic victory. Gehrig was up early. Spills wide of the pack. Opportunity for Zilla on the siren. Spirited performance early from the Saints, but in the second half, the stamp of quality put on this game by the West Coast Eagles. Dean Kemp quite outstanding with 27 possessions, 15 kicks and 12 hand passes. Evans had 24. Chris Lewis, a shake of the hand there with Nicky Winmar. Heads for the dressing room. Final scoreline 18-13 to 11-9. John Worsfold and Winmar, long-time friends. They started together at South Fremantle. But the Eagles just too proficient this afternoon. And I think the heat perhaps had a bit to do with it too. The longer it went, I think the more you felt that too few were trying to do too much as far as the Saints were concerned. And again, a couple of former South Fremantle teammates there, Matera and Winmar, meet in midfield, and the Eagles start to congregate to come off the ground. Dean Kemp is down there with Dwayne Lamb. Dean.
Kempy, yeah, well done. Congratulations. You disappeared with a honeymoon over the summer, but certainly had some good form today.
Yeah, it certainly was, Dwayne. I mean, it's a good first up performance by the guys, and you know, something to work on for the year.
Yeah, well, I suppose there'll be a little bit of celebrating on now, but certainly the Eagles looking very tough this year. The squad's strong, mostly experienced players today, and they all did a good job. They got through unscathed.
Yeah, it certainly was. It was a good team effort, and you know, that's what we're trying to do all year.
Congratulations, Tommy.
Thanks, mate.
See you again.
Man of few words, but certainly his deeds spoke on the ground today, Malcolm. An excellent performance by Dean Kemp and the Eagles.
Yes, I thought it was an excellent performance too, using a word of yours. It was. I mean, it was just professional. And I was just thinking that last kick of John Worsfold's wide in the last 10 seconds. Just the way he kicked it, straight to the boundary.
So repeating the final score here, victory to the Eagles 18-13 to 11-9.
The oldest rivals, Carlton and Collingwood. See the big replay this evening on 7.